Hello YouTube, it's Dad's Girl D. Are we recording? Let me make sure. Alright, hey YT, it's Dad's Girl D, and I'm going to show you my body butter that I am going to be making. So we have some certified organic mango butter. I got this from Amazon. Some wild cocoa butter, also from Amazon. Guys, I'm not great at this recording stuff, but you know, I'm trying. Some organic shea butter, hemp seed oil, rose hip oil, evening primrose oil. Now, if you recall, these three I purchased because I have hyperpigmentation on my face. And so yeah, these are supposed to be good for that. I also have some pure vitamin E oil. Also Amazon. And then I have a hand mixer that I had to purchase because I have one of the what's it called? The Ninja, I have a Ninja blender, and then I have like the other type of, like, it's like a shorter one. This is not a good explanation, but anyway. So I have one that I use specifically for when I make my mixes, but my stuff is in storage right now, so I'm not pulling all that stuff out to get it. So I just picked up a hand mixer. If you are making your own mixes and things at home, I highly recommend the Ninja. So there's that. Okay, so after I make my butter, I have they got lint in it. Okay, so anyway, so I have this to give you an idea of what size it really is. So I have some of these also with the lid. I should be more prepared with the lid, and this is what I'm going to put my butter in. I have several of these. I'm going to put my body butter in once it's finished. Now, I just recently went on Amazon to try to look to get like a bigger one, and they were really, I couldn't find one I really felt like, yeah, that's the one I want, blah blah blah. So I'm like, I have these from when I made some body butter and like gave away as gifts, and like other stuff I did, and like put it in these as gifts. I'm like, use what you have. Stop throwing stuff in the trash. So anyhow, this is what I'm going to put my body butter in when it is done. All right, so now let us move to the oven. Okay, we are going to do, it's not a hot bath. What's it called? Like a steamer, hot, yeah, whatever. So the cocoa butter is like this, right? Looks like this, and it's really hard. It smells like chocolate. Like you just want to eat it, but I wouldn't recommend it anyway. So we have to melt these down because I'm pressing, and it's just not. So you have to melt these, right? So I'm going to turn on my stove. Get a whip. Can you smell it? Delicious. I know. Okay, so we're gonna let this melt down, right? So when it gets about halfway, I'm going to come back because I'm also going to add in the mango butter and the shea butter, because again, I'm using the hand mixer. Now, if I had my Ninja blender, right, the one that I use for this, I would not have to melt down the mango butter and the shea butter. Because of how strong the motor is inside of it, it would be able to break it up and really make it smooth. Now, the hand mixer doesn't have the ability to do that. So I have to melt down all of them in order for me to get a really well mixed item. Otherwise, you pull it out and you have like chunks of like shea butter or chunks of mango butter. So I'm gonna let this water bath. Why couldn't I think of that? So anyway, so we're gonna let this steam down. There's water in the pot underneath there. Not much because this bowl is pretty deep for this pot. But that's my life. So we're gonna let this go, and I'm gonna come back and show you what I'm doing. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm back and I'm better. So as you can see, the cocoa butter is starting to melt down. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, since this has started, and add in my other butters. So, mango butter. You can tell it's not even open yet. Okay. I should cut this up first. Let me cut it. Don't be lazy, Bill. Don't be lazy. I think you can still see this. Cut super easy. See. Super easy. Ooh. Cut up the butter. Cut up the butter. I don't like this lean action that I'm getting with this bowl, but there's not much I can do about it. So, except just be mindful and watch it. And there we go. So there goes the mango butter. Next on the docket is the shea butter. Turn this down a little. I didn't put like a crazy amount of water in there, but it should be okay. Ooh. Alright, so here's the shea butter. It smells very earthy. Mango butter smells like basically nothing. And I feel it's like sad because if the mango butter smelled like mangoes, just shut up. Just shut your face. Between the chocolate and listen, shea butter is very aggressive in scent. It's a very natural, very earthy scent that is very strong. This bowl is going to be a little snug for this, but that's okay. And just by doing that, oh my gosh, my hands just feel so soft. So soft and buttery. Okay. Let me get a mitt. Thank you. So cute. I know. All right. Let me double it it over. Wrap that like so, like that. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Get in there. Ooh. Look a bit toasty. All right, I'm gonna let that do what it does. Just being mindful of that. Yeah. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so this is where we are now. As you can see, most of it has melted down, and see how it's like tilting, and there's not a lot of space here on this side, and so it's probably about, I don't know, maybe like my finger and like a little bit, so it's not a whole lot of space there on that side. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, because this is hot. All of this oil is hot right now, right? Because it is oil at this point. I'm going to just remove this from the heat, this, you know, indirect heat, and sit it and just let it finish melting, cooling, you know, like that, and just keep mixing it up as I go through. I'm just going to do that because if this thing tilts and spills all out, who's going to have a conniption? This girl. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. Just wanted to give you another visual as I am doing that. So I'm going to turn it off, hey, turn it off. And then I'm going to very, very, very gently, ooh, be with me, Lord Jesus, because this is also wet and slippery. Ooh, okay. And there we go. Just move that from the heat, and that'll stop boiling. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'll come back. You still see it steaming. I'll come back when I do something else. All right, bye. Okay, I'm back. So this is child, listen. Get off. Okay, bowl rest. You're gonna release it. Okay. So yeah, we're okay. I'll put it like this. Child, this mixer has a bowl rest. I'm fighting to get the darn thing off. Anyway, so I need to move from around this camera. Yes, no? Yes. Okay, I see you. There we go. All right, let me readjust. Make sure this is where you can see it. All right. So I'm gonna just give you an idea of what's it's looking. Danica, girl. I think okay. So you can see like there's still a couple of like a little bit of this in here, but this is okay because this is like softened butter if you ever baked anything. So that shouldn't be problematic. All right, so this is not all right. The problem is I have this on my right hand and I'm right-handed. I should probably, let me readjust this. Hold on. Okay, so you should be able to see. I'm just gonna come around again. This should be a better angle. We'll see. Anyway. So first I'm gonna go in with some rose hip oil, and I mean, I guess I could use the stopper, but nobody has time for that. So, I mean, this is not rose hip oil. This is hemp seed oil. And I want a lot because that's my business. Okay. Have you ever read like the ingredient list on a product, right? So the higher up on the list the product is, the item is, the ingredient is, John, I can't even talk, the more of it is in, the more of it's in there. So I want this to be high up on my ingredient list. Especially rosehip oil is really good. It's probably gonna have a funky color, but I don't care. I really don't care. This is only, whole purpose of this is for the benefit of my skin. I'm saving like just a little bit, at least in each bottle, just because I don't even have a real reason, if I'm being honest. I probably should just put them all in. All right, so again, we have vitamin E oil, evening primrose. Oh, I know why. Rosehip seed and hemp seed. The reason why I didn't put it all in there is because I still have some lotion, face lotion that I purchased that I'm gonna add some of this to still make it yummy for me. All right, so let's see how bad this is in this bowl. So you see how all of the pieces that were in there have completely broke up. So now this is all like liquid. So I'm gonna let this sit a little longer and then come back and do this because ain't nobody got time for that. But another thing I want to note, this is not a moisturizer. Let's get down to some science, okay? This is not a moisturizer. This is a body butter. So if your skin is dry and you put this on, it's not gonna make your skin feel moisturized. It's gonna make your skin feel oily because there's nothing in here to moisturize. Moisture comes from water. There's no water in here. Now, I could have put water in here and purchased a two things, a preservative and an emulsifier, so that the oil and the water would mix. Now, I could have done that. The reason why I'm not doing that is basically because I didn't want to. So if you want to turn this into a moisturizer, meaning it's going to add moisture to the skin in addition to these two keeping the moisture in, right? Because that's what lotion does. It adds moisture, and then there's an oil in there to keep the moisture in, right? So if you want it to be a moisturizer, you will have to add water to your product. Mine is not a moisturizer. I'm okay with that. This is just sealing in the moisture and me getting the benefits from the butters and the oils into my skin. That's the purpose of this. All right, so I'll be back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the finished. See, very oily.